Alright, welcome back to another Kitchen Table Wargaming Battle Report. We're going to be trying the Grey Knights versus another Crusher Stampede. Yes, another. If you've seen the previous time I tried this, it didn't go well for me, so I'm hoping for just a little bit of redemption. Hoping. We're going to be playing the Grey Knights. I'm running the Rapier Brotherhood, and then he is playing Leviathan, so this is going to be the big bad scary that everybody talks about. Last time I played against Behemoth, so we'll see. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll go over the armies in a second. Alright folks, here's the Tyranid. So warm that I'll have to deal with. You can see front and center right here in the top. It's a Harpy. I haven't messed with one of these yet, so that's going to be an interesting thing. He's got some little Spore Mine stuff to do. We got a Hive Tyrant over here, not the Warlord. He has the Bone Saws. He has the relic that gives him the -1 to wound. For wound rolls made against him. He has Toxin Sacks. He is going to be obnoxious. There's a little Pyrovore hiding underneath his wings over there. Back behind him, we have one of the 3 squads of Tyranid Warriors. So there's 3 squads of 4 Tyranid Warriors. We have 6 Hive Guard. We all know what they do. I dislike them. Nah, that's enough of that. The Neurothrope, he is the Warlord. He has the ability, he has an extra Warlord trait. He has the ability to cast powers and do an action. Is that a Warlord trait that gives him that?
Yes.
Trying to remember what it was, yeah. He's got a few different buffs. Sean's going to check those real quick while I go over the rest here. We have the Maliceptor. We have 2 Barbed Hierodules. And behind the Harpy, it's something I haven't seen in a little while, is an Exocrine. And all of this comes out right around that neighborhood of 2,000 points. And what was the Neurothrope's other deal?
Stratagem for...
Oh, a stratagem. Okay.
Well, it's counter to it's a Warlord trait.
Oh, okay. You pay the CP to give him the extra one. Yeah. And you can regen a wound with him.
Yes. If he kills an opponent, you can regen wounds.
So he kills an opponent, and actually the Tyrant has the same thing, right? Oh, the Psychic. That's right. That's the Psychic.
Yeah, the Tyrant has it too.
And the Tyrant also has it. So there you go. It'll be some fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's going to be fun. I mean, we both actually have kind of smaller model counts today, so yeah. I'll show you what I'm bringing for the Grey Knights, and we'll be back in a second. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the Grey Knights. So I'm running 2 patrols. I was going to try out a different list today, and then I accidentally left some of this stuff behind. So that's my fault. This is a list I've been experimenting with in my brain. We'll see what it does on the table. Yes, I still have 4 Dread Knights. I have 1 Grandmaster Dread Knight. I have 1 Dread Knight in the first patrol. I have 2 Dread Knights in the second patrol. That's how I'm getting 4 in there, and they're all Rapiers because we can't mix and match Brotherhoods anymore. This one is the Dread Knight, the Grandmaster. He has the Sigil of Exigence for the can disappear and reappear if he's targeted with shooting attack anytime, but only once. And he also has Servant of the Throne, so I can give him a 3-up invul once per game. Could be nice, I don't know. Whoops, I just smacked him. That's Drago. He's just doing what Drago do. This is the Warlord. He will have the Unyielding Anvil, so he gives Obsec to a 6-inch bubble around him. He also has the, I want to say it's the Foretelling of Locust. It's the one that lets you redeploy. Either he has it or he has it. I'll have both of those extra purchase things. So the Foretelling of Locust lets you redeploy 3 core units before the game starts. The Brother Captain will be here with his, one of these 2 has Presaged Paralysis. So one of them can turn off Overwatch once per game. So those are the 3 different things I have, if you include the one on the Dread Knight. Purchased upgrades there. I have 2 squads of Strike Marines, so 2 5-men, and then I have my big 10-man Paladin Bomb, which we'll see. They did do a lot of work, even though I lost half of them in the first turn in the last game I played them. They stuck around and made it to the end and did quite a lot of work for me. So I'm going to try them out. I wanted to try a list that had 4 Dread Knights and had 10 Paladins, which means I don't have much of anything else. You know, could be a bit of an issue. And we're playing a Stampede. Could be a bit of an issue. We're going to have some fun. It'll be a good game. The list, to my calculations and mathing and double checking prices and upgrades and downgrades on everything, comes out right at 2,000 points. So yeah, we're going to have a good time. The Dread Knights are all WYSIWYG. There's the one guy with a hammer. He does have a flamer and a silencer back there. So That is how it goes. We'll be back in a minute for mission and deployment. All right, here we are. We have deployed. We rolled up mission number 23. That is the Scouring in the new mission pack. Yes, all 5 objectives are right here in the center of the board. Deployment zones are 18 inches. So this is the one that used to have that funny cutout on the edges on the back, and you had to like really squish everything together. Now you get to play with a whole deployment zone in the back. I don't know how bad this is going to hurt, but it's kind of interesting. Tyranids back here. We got a barbed hire duel way back in the corner, and we of course have one right up in the front. Got a bunch of squads of warriors. There's 2 of them. Exocrine, Maliceptor, Neurothrope, and then the Harpy, of course, there. And then on this side of the board, a little Pyrovore, being bold, in the building on the objective. We got 4 warriors in the front, Hive Guard, Tyrant is there. So that is what is happening on his side. On my side, we've got Dread Knights, 5 Paladins. I use the Combat Squad ability, so 5 Paladins here, Ancient, Brother Captain, Drago, Dread Knight, the Grandmaster Dread Knight. Another Dread Knight back here in the corner. We have 5 of our Strike Marines are in the building, and then 5 more Paladins back in that corner. And I put 5 Strike Marines into Deep Strike. So this mission's secondary is the Auspex Scan. So if you're learning about the new chapter approved, you have to complete an action in order to possibly gain your full 15 for primary points. The Auspex Scan one is not going to be pleasant. You have to use a unit to scan an objective that is not contested by enemies, so you can't have any enemy models near it, and whether you're OBSEC or not, it's not completed until the end of the next command phase. So you want to do it with something durable. The only thing that might make this easier is if you are going second, it can happen at the end of the battle. So I feel like this is one of those where you wait for turn 5 if you can at all, and you try to do it. You do, however, get to score it for as many objective markers as you're able to scan. So you get 3 points for each one that you scan, either at the end of your next command phase or at the end of the battle. Or sorry, they're all scored at the end of the battle, but that's how they stack up. So otherwise, I think it's going to be kind of difficult to complete a scan. So we'll see if either of us accomplish it. So far, in my 3 efforts at playing new missions, nobody's done the primary, secondary, whatever you want to call that, because they're not easy. So that is it. So we're going to roll off. We're going to see who gets to go first. Sean, I will let you roll the die first as the guest. He started, with a 1. That's respectable, sir. I appreciate that. Maybe. I rolled it into a building, and I rolled a 6. Excellent. Well, apparently I'm going first, so Sean is probably going to get to try to do the scans at the end of the game if he chooses that route. Yeah. We'll be back for turn 1 Grey Knights in just a second. All right, at the end of my turn 1, here's what we did. I shuffled around a little bit. I brought up the guy with the hammer to here. I moved the Paladins that were there onto that objective, the Strike Squad onto that objective. These Paladins back here started the Auspex Scan. Grandmaster moved over that way. I shuffled this guy forward to get onto that objective in the middle. I moved all of this bubble up this way. I gave this Dread Knight a +1 to hit, and then I teleport shunted the other one. So I did those all in the wrong order. So this guy teleport shunted. He got over here. He's 9 away from this guy and failed his charge. This guy has Chapter Master reroll over here, and the Paladin Ancient buff, and it doesn't matter because of where I landed him. So that was clever of me. This other guy, he moved out to here. So this dude and this guy combined all their shooting and killed 2 of these Tyranid warriors here. This guy with the Chapter Master rerolls shot everything into the Hyrule duel. Took 2 or 3 wins off of him, I think. Not a whole lot to talk about. On the other side, Drago and the the Grandmaster Dread Knight shot everything into the Harpy and dropped it down quite a fair few wounds, but didn't kill it. And then failed his charge. So Drago, I even tried the reroll to get in on this Tyranid squad. Failed that. So he's, probably dead. That's all right. I mean, it was a gamble. Might not have done me any good in the long run, but I tried. So that's it. I have started Auspex Scan. The Psychic phase. That was a lot of fun. I did get Hammerhand on both him and the guy with Chapter Master. Everything else failed. Well, it didn't fail. It was all denied. I think one spell, or maybe even two, failed because of Shadow in the Warp, and or he denied mightily with like 10s and 11s. So that was cool. Didn't get Psychic Interrogation because he denied it. And yeah, no Smiting, no Vortex of Doom because of either Shadow or it was denied. Good times. So that's where we sit. I spent 5 command points that turn. I still have 6. Sean was about to go up to 10 command points, and we're going to kick off with Tyranid's turn 2. Well, it is the end of the Tyranids turn 1, and I have survived more than I expected I would. So there's a lot of shooting. Took a few wounds off this guy. Took a few wounds off this guy. This Dread Knight, this one, he took 9 shots from a Hyrule. I needed 4 up saves. I failed 7. It's exactly the number needed to destroy that fool. And I'm such a peanut. And I'd already spent my 1 CP reroll to save Drago some damage, which he didn't need because it wouldn't have killed him. Could have kept this one alive, and I would have had 3 objectives, and I didn't. So now it feels kind of bad. But, you know, it is what it is. But that was the only thing that died in this shooting phase, so I'm not going to complain too much. Drago is sitting at 5. Grandmaster Dread Knight over there, I went ahead and moved him when he was targeted just to get him closer so I can start taking out some other things on this side of the board. And that's it. End of the turn. Oh, and he raised banners on that objective over there, so he'll get to score that next turn. He also started the action on this objective marker here. So that objective marker has begun the action, and then I think that's it. Yeah, so at the end of turn 1, not a lot of scoring done just yet. We realized after I stopped recording last time that I did score 3 for engage, and I did spend 2 more command points. One of them was a CP reroll. One of them I decided to overwatch this Tyrant, which was so stupid. I forgot he has the -1 to wound, so my damages and all that stuff, it was bad. It didn't really do anything in Overwatch because my Flamer is kind of pointless in that sense. However, my Hammer, Hammer time with Hammerhand, he failed 1 save. I did 6 damage with that, plus the mortal wound, and then of course he reduced it by 1, so it ended up being 6 damage total, but that was pretty cool. I was happy to see that happen. So there we go. That is the end of the turn. We'll be back for Grey Knight's turn 2 next. Alrighty, folks, we are done with turn 2 for the Grey Knights. This Dread Knight, I spent the 1 command point, fall back, shoot, and charge. I didn't mention it in the list, but all the Dread Knights have the teleporter. So he fell back, did shoot and kill the Pyrovore over here, so we stopped the Auspex scan. I attempted to shoot the Tyrant again with a silencer, which I should have learned from that last time. It didn't do any good. I attempted to smite over here from somebody, and I took off 3 wounds with a smite. I think it came from this Dread Knight here, because I walked back from that objective to this. He did a smite, took the Tyrant down to 3 wounds. We did not mention it, I don't think, but he did cast the Paroxysm onto this Dread Knight with a hammer in his previous turn. So I was still fighting last, even though I charged him, which of course I did. So I charged in. We had a glorious combat situation where his wounded Tyrant did not hurt the Dread Knight. The Dread Knight on 8 wounds got 1 wound through, which killed him. But then he fought again, and then he exploded. And his fight again took me down to 2 wounds remaining, and he exploded, and he did 3 mortal wounds on me with the auto-explode, and I only shredded 1 of them, and my Dread Knight died. I really was hoping to still hold that objective, but not to be the case. This Dread Knight over here, he did shoot everything into the Hive Guard with the +1 for the extra damage, and I killed 2 more, so we're down to 2 Hive Guard. Sadly, that means there's still 2 Hive Guard. That is a problem. My Paladin squad that is here came from back yonder in the ruins. They cast Armored Resilience on themselves first, then the Ancient was able to reach them with the Gate of Infinity, brought them over here, so that's why they're there. Drago came forward. He again tried a Vortex of Doom, which he successfully cast twice if there was no Shadow in the Warp, but there is, and so it failed twice. He then did a Smite, which also failed. Very sad. That guy back there, he did he smite? He tried to smite. I don't remember if it went off or not. Oh, it went into the Neurothrope, and it was denied, I believe. So that is that. Drago then did a little shooting, nothing wounded. He charged and killed 3 of the 4, wounded the last one, but not enough to get rid of both that guy and this guy yet. So he keeps his banner. Then that Dread Knight, I had to do a rerolled charge for a 7-inch charge. It was kind of abysmal, but he made it. And then we've dropped that guy, 6 wounds, I think, in melee the first turn. So he's down 6 over there. I think that's everything. So we've done some damage. He has done some damage. I'm down 2 Dread Knights. But the scoring is in my favor at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. Yeah, so that's that. We'll be back for Tyranid's turn 2. It is the end of Tyranid's turn 2. This guy got deleted. I lost 2.5 paladins over there. I took another couple wounds on Drago. That was from a smite. I did take 6 wounds on the Dread Knight, but then I CP rerolled 1. I also used, so I only lost the 4, so I'm down to 7. I also used the Servant of the Throne with him because Big Hyrule was hitting on 2s, rerolling. Yeah, it was ugly. So, Servant of the Throne, he survives with 7 wounds. But that's my last Dread Knight over there. Drago is still chillaxing, and these warriors did the shuffle up here. They have raised a banner on this objective. And this guy came around the corner, which is how he deleted my poor Dread Knight. It was so sad. The Hive Guard tucked into the edge of the building, and that's where we stand on that. So at the end of the turn, we're here. Sean spent all his command points in that phase. He got 4 for primary. I had 8. I was able to complete 1 Auspex scan so far. Got 4 total and bring it down. 2 more and engage on all fronts. And I realize I'm making it real hard on myself to get Psychic Interrogation, so we'll see about that one. That's where we stand going into turn 3. So, folks, the end of the turn. These guys completed the scan last turn. No scans this time around. We tried to do a Gate of Infinity onto the captain and failed. He was going to come over here and help these boys. Didn't really matter. We did Deep Strike. They shot. We did a wound, I think, to a Tyranid warrior. It was not very excitement. These guys shuffled back because the Exocrane was not nice to them. They cast Armored Resilience again, so they got that off. Drago went for the smite, and I forgot all about my Psychic Interrogation again. Good job, me. He did proceed to kill the Tyranid warrior. I spent 1 command point. That guy in the corner did the fallback shoot and charge, so he killed the Hyrule. And that's it. So we are, yeah, that was all of it for me for the Grey Knights for turn 3. Coming up on Tyranid's turn 3 next. The end of the Tyranid's turn 3. So we lost Mr. Dread Knight over there. He got shot a lot. Drago's down to 1 wound remaining. Lost the Strike Squad over here, as predicted. And we took that last wound off of the hurt guy over there with the Hive Guard. And that's it. So that was it. There's still a lot of high output shooting, but not as many bodies left for him. So at the end of our turn 3, Sean's back up to 1 command point. And secondary-wise, it's interesting. It's not going very well for him on the secondaries. But then I keep forgetting Psychic Interrogation. So, I guess we're evening things out. That's it. We'll come back for Grey Knights turn 4. So the end of my turn 4. The Paladin squad teleported away, so they are over here, and they failed their charge. Rerolled it, failed the charge. By 1 inch. That was very sad, very salty. These guys are trying to do another scan here on this objective. Haven't done that yet, so we figured we'd give it a shot. With shooting between them and Drago, we brought him down to 1 wound remaining. Drago made a charge and killed the Maleceptor, piled in to the Neurothrope, who we all know has spaghetti arms, and the spaghetti arms killed Drago. It's rather embarrassing. I'm a little ashamed, but Drago did a lot of work, so I'm not gonna give him too much grief. The Paladins, the 3 that shot down this way took like 2 wounds off the Hyrule, so I mean, it is something. and now they'll probably be deleted. But aside from that, everything's looking great. So we'll come back for Tyranid's turn 4 next up.
Turn 3.
Okay, folks, Tyranid's turn 4 is over. Warriors came out to play. The Exocrine came out to play. There's a lot of shooting. Killed all but one. He passed his morale because he's a champion. And he got one whole hit into these guys and didn't even kill the dude, but dropped one down to 1 wound. So he's being a hero. Over here, however, these guys got obliterated by a Hyrule. So no Auspex scan on that third objective. And
hold on. Take one more. Got callous.
Ah, he might not have even taken a wound. Oh, he didn't take the wound. Well, you have 2 to save because it was 2 damage. But he's catalysting. He forgot he did that, so they took a single wound. Ancient got shot, took 2 wounds, and then I still have a strike squad back there. Sean had forgotten about it. I don't remember if I'd pointed out to y'all either, but that's who is holding that objective in the back. So, and they're just outside Hive Guard range. It's very nice. So that is the end of Battle Round 4. My turn 5 next, and then then we'll be wrapping this bad boy up with Tyranids cleaning everything off the table, I'm gonna guess, in their turn 5. So we'll see. Here we go. The end of Grey Knight's turn 5. There wasn't a lot to do. These two, the captain and the ancient, shuffled, switched places. Ancient's on the objective. I did get Gate of Infinity to go off finally. Captain's over here. He took down that banner, failed another 9-inch charge. I haven't made any 9-inch charges when I needed 9. I made a lot of 4-inch charges with 11s, but no 9-inch charge. The Paladin, he did do a lot of surviving over here, and then he eventually died to the Tyranid swarm of warrior shots and hits. And that is it. So I picked up another 8 on primary, and here we go with Tyranid's turn 5. It is the end of the game for the Tyranids. So, Sean actually came back and scored like 15, 16 points in this one turn. Hive Guard moved up. I had a single model here. He had 2 models that could get on the objective, so they moved forward. This guy came around the corner, poked shots at the captain, so the captain's obviously dead. He didn't survive that. These dudes moved forward and did the Auspex scan, which, again, if you do it turn 2, it finishes at the end of the battle instead of your command phase. So he picked up 3 for Auspex scan. That's the mission primary, secondary. It's hard to, yeah. That guy fell back over there, so he's sitting on that objective, which got Sean's Stranglehold. And, yeah, Captain got blasted. He did. And that was how it played out. So this was interesting. This mission it ended up being slightly more scoreable than I thought as far as their primary, secondary, whatever you call it. So I picked up 40 on primary plus 6 because of the 2 Auspex scans I did. So I had 46 for the primary and then 18 Psychic Interrogation. I don't know why I chose it. We were just laughing about that because he only had 2 characters, so I should have known better than that. Sean ended up with 27 for his primaries, including the 3 for the scan, and then his last, his objective secondaries there, he had 16 on those. So it was 74 to 53. Very much a fun game. And yeah, here we go. So we're laughing about and talking about MVPs. Sean's giving MVP to his Nerothrope, his warlord, right there, because that guy killed Drago. Yeah, he killed Drago. I don't know why not. I can't decide if I like Drago or the Dread Knight for my. I don't really know.
Dread Knight killed one big boy here.
Dread Knight over there killed a Hyrule. Drago kind of messed up everything over on that side. But then also my Paladin squads took a lot of abuse and a lot of focused fires, so I really don't know. It was a lot of fun. Very good game. Thank you, Sean. Very much appreciated it. Hope y'all enjoy the little battle report. And the Grey Knights have finally beat the Crusher Stampede.